To start, I think it was what my approach was and what the pitchers were doing to me. My approach wasn't lined up with how the pitchers were pitching me. Obviously here, the pitchers specifically stay on the corners of the plate, the top of the zone, bottom of the zone. And I kind of just look middle usually. And the problem is I was swinging towards the middle, right, to where, like, if the ball was away, I'd hit off the end of the bat. If it was in, I was hooking. And you probably know all those ground balls I was hitting the right side, balls off the end of the bat that were going just far enough for the outfielders to catch. And then obviously you get your mistakes here and there. But what has changed is looking on one side of the plate or the other and learning how to control the bat to that part of the zone. And lately, a lot of the guys were throwing me in, because they don't want to get extended. That's just kind of what you do. And I've been able to start capitalizing on some of those inside pitches that I was rolling over or hitting foul earlier in the year.
The other thing too is, at least here, we've seen you hit a lot of doubles and gappers against the shift, like towards left field. Is that something that you're kind of looking for, or is it depends on where their pitch location is?
Well, it kind of comes with that change. So if I'm looking away, what I'm trying to do with that pitch is stay to like the left side of the field. And just being able to not pull off that ball has allowed me to hit more balls where they're pitched, like in that left center, ground balls to the 6 hole, stuff like that.
When you have a shift against you, I mean, is there ever anything like, I don't understand why these guys are going to do it, I'm going to make them pay? I mean, does that thought ever come through your head?
It really depends on how they pitch you. So there's teams that shift and don't pitch to the shift. They'll still throw balls away. They'll throw off speed towards the middle of the plate. And then there's teams that obviously pitch to get you to hit the ball in there. So you got to know how you're going to combat it, because obviously they shift me almost every time. And some series it works like a charm, and some it doesn't. And the reason why it doesn't is because those series I've gotten enough pitches that I've either hit in the air on a line, or I've been able to stay on the left side of the field. But it is, if there's ever, I've hit with it since 2016 really, and you look over there and those holes are small. So you got to really look at the score of the game too. Like, okay, maybe if it's a close game, maybe one run, I have the ability to hit a ball out. So it's like, maybe I take my chance, and if I miss, I miss, and maybe I hit one this shift. Now, if we're down and we need base runners, or we need to get a rally going, it might be a good idea to try to hit one. Just get on base, take your hit, and try to see if we can't get something going.
So some of the numbers, you got some nice numbers: home run, RBIs, run scored is up, and so are walks. Is there a number in there, the production numbers that you're most proud of?
For the most part, my strikeouts have been really low compared to career numbers, and that's always a benefit to power guy, and the walks are getting there. So that just means, what that means is your approach is right. You're laying off tough pitches as much as you can. You're putting the ball in place. That means you're probably swinging at strikes pretty often. So things like that. And obviously if your runs score, that means you're on base, and that's what you want.